Wow.
Yes, dude.
Wow. That's it. That had my name on it. How cool is that shit?
uh,
Man.
dude, we're here. It's been a long time since the Irish Whips tried to rebook Raw, and I think I did it by myself last time,
I
all
think
by
you did.
myself. It was horrible. It was horrible. It's when we were figuring stuff out before our Shaft interview, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Nico, what's up? JP, what's up? How are things? How was Raw?
Chilling.
What did you guys think of Raw? I know, JP, you admittedly didn't watch very much of it. I
Yeah,
did.
it was on, but I was watching some TikToks, and
Oh, I was watching Nico's TikTok before.
that's where I was. A good portion of it until he started giving away spoilers, and people got mad.
I know.
Oh, yeah, that one dude was hot.
Man, I made $1, dude. I made $1.18 just going to live. I was like, whoa, wait a second. I got this like notification afterwards because I had 790 viewers or something. And it was
Really?
yeah, because the people gift you.
Yes, yeah.
So I don't know. I made $1. I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to do this every night.
$7. That's $7 a week.
That's $300 a year.
So let's do this. Like we're sitting here, we're gonna rebook some Raw, right? So
yeah.
Are you guys a fan of Nia Jax? You guys, I know, don't know if you are or aren't. I am not, admittedly, a fan of Nia Jax. I was, but like she's Wreck-It Ralph to me. When she's, I don't know, man.
If she could be safe, she could be great.
What?
If she could be safe, then she could be great. But she's not safe. That's the problem. She has such a. Who else out there? I mean, there's been no one since Awesome Kong that's had that type of size.
She is horrible on the microphone. Horrible on the microphone.
So don't fucking give her a microphone.
I know.
Do you know how many great managers I know on the independent scene that would love that fucking work?
Every one of them.
Right.
I don't know. Well, I guess that's just you. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. Charlotte Flair is everywhere at this point in time, so I don't know, man. I'm over it. I don't think I would have brought R-Truth out there, just because of Nia Jax. I was cringing, and I don't cringe very often when it was cringeworthy.
But R-Truth knows how to protect himself better than anybody. I mean, he's been doing it for 57 years.
Oh, he did great. So 24/7.
I'm pretty sure R-Truth fought fucking Bruno Sammartino for the title back in 1973.
For the 48-7 7-Eleven, here comes the whatever in your town 48-32 champion.
What's up?
I'm still a huge fan of that. I mean,
I am
what
too.
2, 3, 4-year-old kid when that music hits isn't out there in front of their TV bebopping, yelling, "What's up?"
And he's for someone like he's in his 50s, I think.
3LK.
And he's like huge on TikTok. He's huge on TikTok too.
I know. Well, he's naturally funny. He's naturally gifted. People forget about like R-Truth and Road Dogg and Conan in TNA, dude. That was fun. That was cool stuff.
But I would rather see him with the real title than the 24/7. Even though the 24/7 is pretty much that's his $1 million belt.
Well, anyway, folks, comments, questions, concerns, go ahead and always let us have it. It will be displayed. I don't really display every one of them, but we try to. So, I mean, if you want to rebook Raw, how would you rebook Raw? How are you guys? Are you guys sold on hashtag Viking Profits? The four of them together have bonded as the Viking Profits. Are you guys cool with this?
I think it'll come up with some great things out of it, but I don't think it'll be a great thing in general. Like, I think you'll get a couple of huge moments, but that's it. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Nico, I'm sick of it, dude. I can't stand. I'm glad they had an actual wrestling match tonight, but the reality is that this past I don't know what month and a half has been a shit show of, I mean, bowling and axe throwing and everything. It's been ridiculous, to be quite frankly honest with you. And I'm glad they're back to that. But at the end of the day, who is the top tag team? Is it Profits or is it Viking? Because the Profits have the belts, but I mean, in my opinion, the Viking Raiders are the dominant tag team. They have been for 10 years or so. So
Do you how it's so hard? Like I want to. Carl was commenting on our truth is the
Dude,
definition of sports
that's
entertainment.
dingo.
It is.
That's dingo.
Oh my
Dingo warrior.
gosh!
D
Straight
for
from
dingo.
Australia. Straight from the south, down south, where the toilets flush the other way. So I'm buying the Viking Profits, man. I'm okay with it. I'm.
As
It's
long
fun
as they
for
don't-
me.
I don't think they can take it for too long, though. So as long as they don't do it, if they try to do that for a year, it's going to overdo it. If they do that for 2 or 3 months, I think that'll be good.
So how
And-
do you do this with the tag teams that you have?
So-
The platform that you have, the restrictiveness that you have with everything that's going on as far as talent and where it can be used. Like how do you do all of that and still make it?
You have them team up for a couple of months, then they get sick of each other and they fight. But then instead of doing the stupid gimmicky shit they just did, they actually wrestle for like a month or two straight to give them 2 pay-per-views headlining, you know?
Can I just say this, dude? And I'm being real because like I'm admittedly I'm horrible, and JP knew this from the beginning. Like I'm Rucker's right. I'm just now getting into AEW, right? And it's motivationally because of Lance. I mean, that's a big portion of it, but also because I don't know if it's because I grew up an NWA kid, but the presentation in AEW is so old school NWA, the way it's presented, and listening to Tony Schiavone's voice, I don't know if it's like just a memory trigger for me, but it's like it feels like home to me. When I watch Raw, I struggle. Like I really struggle with it, and not for anything other than why do I want to open up and hear Nia? Just why do I want to hear Nia? I don't know.
And that's, yeah. As far as what Ruckus said, too, you know what I would do with the Sasha and Bailey thing right now? I would have them in. Nico, I'm pretty sure you'll agree with this. The stuff they're doing on Twitter is unbelievable. Like they're interacting with the AEW people on Twitter, saying we're better than them, and Jericho's answering them back, and FTR's answering them back. I would stop bringing in like legendary tag teams for them to go up against, not just females, male and female, whatever.
Can you do that in this atmosphere right now?
That's the thing. It's the timing, and that would probably be a little bit off because of hashtag speaking out. Put that over because we stand for that. And anybody who feels like they've been kind of singled out in wrestling like that or anywhere, you guys have a safe place with us. You can come and talk to us. We won't put it on the air, and we'll help you address the situation. So I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, unless you want to put it out there, absolutely.
Right?
We'll be a platform for you.
100%, and we stand by it. So, but yeah, I think
ask us your questions live, everybody.
But there's been no real legendary women tag team. Maybe you bring back like a Trish and Lita for them and have them go up against that. You know what I mean?
No, Bailey and Sasha. I'm telling you, like I'm gonna repeat this over and over and over and over and over again. Like you can't call Bailey. Did she? Is it literally 2 belts? I think it's 1.5. Like it's a tag team. You don't get.
Bailey
You
has
don't.
straps.
It's
Those
a 1.5 belt. Like
I love those straps.
I do, but it's like it has to be a bond. That bond has to be. You just can't separate it. It has to be one of those things. And I would love to see nothing but those two run with the belts for a long time, and just everybody gets sick of them. Really, really get sick of it. But I want the chase to be the Iconics. I want the Iconics to be the ones chasing Sasha and Bailey because I think they have the ability to make that happen. I really do. I mean, am I crazy?
No, you're dead on. But yeah, I just think that I think there's a lot they can do with that, and them, like the interaction they're getting on Twitter. Like Rucker just said, people are chasing their clout. They agree with that, and with good reason. Why wouldn't you? It's WWE superstars, whether you're AEW or not. it's WWE, and Jericho threw out numbers saying, "Hey, we outdid you in this demographic." Yeah, you outdid their NXT, which WWE looks at as their B show, even though it's really their A show to us.
It's the AAA plus show for me. Like I'm stopping and like Keith Lee is gonna change. He's a game changer for me. Like he really is. Like that dude's.
Absolutely.
If you could like we were talking about disrespected people like Abyss when we were talking about the TNA, Mount Rushmore, and we leave. Orton gets left out of a lot of things. Like he reminds me of a young. Just if you could, I don't know, man. He's just so good. His athletic ability and his size. It's amazing to me what he can do.
Keith Lee has the look, dude. He just looks at you and gives a little smirk, and you're just like, God, that dude. I mean, he's so massive. And then you see him get in the ring and do like a backflip off the top rope, or so, you know what I mean? You're just like, how is this guy moving like a luchador? Charisma, can cut promos. I mean, he's got it all. I can't wait to see him. I mean, he'd be the WWE World Champion if it was my choice already. Why even waste your time having him carry the North American? I know what you're doing to compete with AEW, but no, move him up and move some other clowns down. If that's what you're planning.
How much? What's the pay-per-view buy rate? And I know that's not even really a thing anymore. But what would the pay-per-view buy rate be on him versus Brock?
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know what the big match is for Brock Lesnar at this point because the reality is that every WrestleMania he loses. He's lost to Seth last year. This year he lost to Drew. He's not the dominant guy, in my opinion. Like him, I mean, if Keith came up right now and beat Drew clean, that would be the big win for him.
And I think that's what you have to do when you bring him in.
I mean, that's like huge.
You have to give him a big win right off the bat. Maybe not a title. Maybe, he beats up all the fucking MVP squad there. He could come out and destroy them all, and I think you got money there.
Do you think the Asuka Flair worked tonight? Do you think it really worked? I mean, as far as the injury and Asuka getting the win, did it? I mean,
it's more about Flair's story. It seems like it looks like Flair is crumbling. She lost to Io. Now she's lost to Asuka. It's like, oh my God, she's falling off. But the reality is she's never going to fall off. It's more, to me, the story was more about Charlotte failing than Asuka prevailing.
Is that where this needs to go, right?
I think that's the direction that this thing needs to go. Is Charlotte, whether or not, Charlotte's going to be the main event storyline for anyone to come in the near future,
Right. Let's get some questions. Like, he's a whole package. How do you think? Thing in the next, I don't know, man.
They have to call these people up. Adam Cole, the whole Undisputed Era, Keith Lee, they have to go up in 2020.
I think they're saying no. I think Undisputed Era is saying no to them. I can't see why else they're not up.
I guess here's the deal, right? Like, how much do you have when it comes to? Because we talked about this. It's like a topic of conversation every time that we are here. Is a certain percentage of their contract or whatever is T-shirt sales, and I would be, if I'm a Roddy Strong, right? I want to be part of that Adam Cole train. I do. I mean, that's just the way that it is. It's increasing my T-shirt sales. I'm getting part of that. That's where it's at.
The thing with those guys, though, is they were all boys before. I mean, you got Roddy Strong was boys with them, but then you got Kyle O'Reilly and fucking what's his nuts that were Red Dragon before.
Fish.
Yeah, Bobby Fish for years.
Weren't they all the Kingdom together?
Yeah.
They were. They might have been
Red Dragon, Adam Cole. They were all together at one point. ROH.
They might have been like one of the first additions before, like even before Mike fucking Bennett got in there of the Kingdom.
The miracle.
So, do you think Asuka and Flair worked tonight? Did it work for you guys?
Yes.
I thought it was a great match.
Do you think that it lessened the win because Flair was injured at the time?
No, because you can't really. They're putting Flair in such a spot where she can't really lose clean because they're putting her on such a pedestal. So she shouldn't lose clean on a Monday Night Raw or anything other than a big pay-per-view.
ever, right? I mean, if
Right.
you're
Yeah, the
trying
way
to keep that legacy the way that it is, it's like Ric Flair losing, on
yeah,
Monday night. It just doesn't happen. Speaking of Ric Flair, did you guys see him tonight?
I didn't. I missed that
Oh, he
segment.
looks so old. I love him so much, but like, I got to get this title signed quickly.
Hey, just know, like I got mine. I got mine. So
Yeah, you're good, bro. You're good to go, but I got to get mine signed, man. Like, time is running out. I love Ric Flair so much. He's always going to be number one for me, but man, it's
Did he?
tough to see your idols. I mean, I remember Ric Flair in the '80s as wheeling, stealing, having a hard time holding these alligators down, and now he's having a hard time holding the Metamucil down from last night. So it is what it is.
Did he go over and say that Orton was the best wrestler ever?
Yeah.
oh yeah. He also said that before he did that, he had to cut the promo on Nia Jax for his daughter. So it was awkward and weird. I don't know what it was about, but he did what he needed to do, and then put Randy Orton as the best ever.
But at what point is money worth more than your legacy that you're going to go out there and say Randy Orton is the best wrestler ever? I mean, that's literally because Flair is arguably.
You can hear Ric Flair on any local television show saying that, like Popeye's chicken is the best ever. So at this point, that man
Right.
don't give a damn. He's like, he'll sell anything.
Isn't he one of those guys that's doing the pay me whatever and I'll give you a personal message? Like
Yeah, but so is Sasha.
Cameo? Nature boy here.
But Sasha
Let me
Banks
just
is
tell
on
you,
there.
Yeti.
Sasha and Bailey are both on there too. So
Everyone's on there. I don't know if y'all watch Howard Stern, but I mean, there's a guy there called High Pitch Eric on it, and he's made $75,000 over the last year doing $70 promos because he's like, "Hey guys, how you doing?"
High Pitch Eric is still around.
Oh yeah, we're digressing.
$75,000.
Yeah, he bought a brand new car, all this other shit.
He tried to make a run in wrestling actually at one point. High Pitch Eric, and he got. So here's the thing:
he's way too out of shape.
But I think he was trying to be like a manager, and he got thrown out because he was caught looking at dudes pricks in the locker room.
I hate when that happens.
And that's the thing, and that goes along with what's going on in today's world.
Oh,
I made Josh uncomfortable.
Oh shit, man.
He's like, "What do you got going on over there, buddy?" His voice is all high. He's 300 pounds. Oh my god! Whoa!
Oh, JP, it never stops.
That's
you guys,
a true story.
I threw this in there too. Take it retiring.
Yes.
Like I think we had this.
Man, I just hope next WrestleMania comes around and we don't have his promo because, like, he should have retired before he lost at Mania. He should have kept that streak running.
Okay, well, I mean, speaking of streaks, like, I want Keith Lee to go. Like, I want him to go, and that's why I wanted, was it Little Lungs?
Little Lungs.
Little Lungs.
Yeah, don't be puffing on nothing, Little Lungs. Well, Cross beat Lee, so Lee can dethrone Adam Cole. I want Keith Lee to have like a legendary run. I think that's the only way you can solidify the talent like Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era moving up. Don't get me wrong, like if Undisputed Era moves up, it's not gonna damage their product or it's gonna hurt NXT a lot. And you've got to have people in place to absorb that, and Velveteen Dream is not going to be one of them at this point in time.
Velveteen Dream may not be around for too much longer.
Here's my contention, man, is like you let Jake Gallagher go, right? So is there a double standard or not? I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, he got
hacked, man. He said so. He got hacked.
Gallagher must have admitted to it or something because they're sticking up and they're putting their legal team behind Riddle. And
Riddle's a different story completely.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
This guy's a minor is the issue with Dream.
Right. I'm familiar with the girl that accused Riddle. And I mean, she was a wrestler. She may still wrestle, but she was going to WWE. She was driving to the TV tapings just to hook up with the Ascension. Like that was her whole point to going out there.
Whoa, breaking news.
So
I guess here's the deal, man.
News.
I mean, we talked about this already, and don't put yourself in that position on either side. Like, but also, like if you are that creepy dude, Like, just stop.
Yeah, there's
Like,
a
stop.
lot. There's a lot that can't even be said right now because there's names that are gonna hit a list in the next couple of days
Oh,
that
great.
haven't hit a list yet. It's not national names. It's a lot of the locals because like it's that fucking snowball just ran.
Can you
And
be more specific, JP?
Breaking
um,
news, courtesy of the Irish Whip.
I know I really can't be, but like you're gonna because I'm sure what I'm seeing in New England and like the stuff I'm hearing up here is happening in every region of pro wrestling right now.
Is everybody dirty?
There's there's a lot out there.
I mean, is this where we
I
get into
mean,
the? Is this the carnival aspect of pro wrestling,
And
JP?
but let's be
thankfully,
honest. People that we've empowered professional wrestlers to be better than us and be at a status of almost superstar to some extent.
right.
And not only the guys, because we're like, oh my God, it's, let me get a picture. But the girls, they're like, oh my God, let me get a date. Let me come in your hotel room and hang out. And oh my God, you're trying to touch me? Like, yeah, he's trying to touch you. He's a pervert wrestler. They're carnies. I mean, why are you shocked he's trying to touch you? Ric Flair slept with 10,000 women. They're all trying to touch everyone. That's all they do.
Yeah,
That's-
it's Carl. Keller either admitted it or the WWE had solid proof that he was in the wrong.
Yeah,
I guess.
that
I
had
don't
to
know.
be something if they released him that quick.
Yeah, I mean, this is how we roll. Is we're all halfway in the show. We rolled through Raw because it was okay. I mean,
I did not break any news. The stuff I said was like no. So
how are you guys with
I
Lashley?
would love to see you guys go viral one day.
Oh my god! Yes, please. How about
Right.
Lashley as the WWE champ? How would you guys feel as far as like Lashley being the WWE champ here real soon?
I like it. Lashley's got so Lashley doesn't look like someone you'd walk down the street and smack in the face. Like you would think twice about doing that with him. Plus, he's not a horrible wrestler. He's a pretty good wrestler. He's entertaining. Like I like it.
I
Nico,
think
do you,
Lashley's biggest issue right now is Drew McIntyre. I mean, if he wasn't in the picture right now, Bobby Lashley would probably be the champion. But Drew McIntyre is having a hell of a run, and to take the belt off him for someone else would be foolish. He needs to have this nice long run and solidify himself as a top WWE superstar because they did that to Roman. He's been gone for 3 months now. They did it to Seth. He's changed his character 75 times. They need that guy, dude. They need that top face that that is signing autographs and saying, "Yeah, I'd love to take a picture with your kid."
Now, and what happens too? And you just said it when Roman comes back at the end of all this. Where's he fit into that picture too?
He fits into SmackDown, right?
Yeah, he
fits
does.
perfectly into SmackDown right now. He can be with AJ. He could be with Bro. He could compete with Bray Wyatt. Could play games with him. I mean, they're
Okay.
Braun. Him and Braun, man versus whatever the hell Braun Strowman is. I call him goofball at this point. Does Braun Strowman have a mullet? That dude has a mullet. Breaking news: Braun Strowman has a mullet.
I had so much hope for Braun when he came in, and they kind of joked him out right away.
well,
Like they gave him a strong little run for a little while, and then they had him win the tag titles with that 8-year-old ref son in the audience.
Can you imagine if the Fiend, if he just teamed up with the Fiend, all of a sudden Bray Wyatt was under trance again? I just some of those gimmick things I miss. I miss the gimmick type stuff. I miss the Paul Bearer that
Yes.
when he got like even touched a little bit, he looked like 12,000 volts just shocked his entire body.
Yes, my Undertaker.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, feel the power. Here we go. Look at this. We have a discussion about this guy's hair. What the F is going on, dude? He's got this like side thing, and then it's like party in the back big time, but he's like, it ain't working, dude. I'm sorry.
Well, it's the deal. If you have that big of a beard, you can have a mullet. That's how it works.
I will never ever forget this scene where he was sitting with Alexa Bliss and he was like, "Hey Alexa, oh, you got me a present? Oh, let me walk over there. Oh, Team Little Big, right? We're best friends." And she's like, "Braun, I didn't get you anything." And he's like, "Oh, stop it." And he opens it and it's the mask. He's like, "Oh my God, this is from Bray." It was the most annoying moment I've ever seen in professional wrestling for me to see this guy acting so goofy. Why can't he just be this dominant feature? Why has he got to be a goofball? Why has he got to shake and get something in his face? You know what I mean? Can you imagine Andre the Giant in the middle of his career and going, hey, the Miz is going, Jimmy Superfly Snick is going to have a milkshake and throw it in your face. Andre would be like, no, boss, it's not going down like that. And Braun should have that kind of power too, but he doesn't.
There's too many yes men, and it's a corporation, man. It's a company. You know that now. It's a generation of yes men and yes women, as opposed to we're a conglomeration of the best of the best, and we're going to show you why. I mean, Piper was Piper. Unpredictable all the time, no matter what. Coconuts to melons.
He was money.
We don't get that anymore because we have writers and there's restrictions. And I mean, even the hardest part for me, man, like literally, and I'm not bashing on anybody, but watching MVP and I can see him looking at the prompter, and I can just I can see the disconnect of like wanting to just do the promo the right way and having to read what's right there. I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me.
He's like, listen here, you mother. Okay, we're going to have a one-on-one match this evening, and it's going to go down this way. Yeah, for sure. He wants to, he could get very R-rated if he wanted to. I mean, in the Attitude Era, they all were like that, but that's not this place for that right now. He's got a nice little thing going on. I honestly missed the part of it. Did Apollo join his faction?
No, man.
I know he was talking about it, saying, hey, but then they've been teasing the heel turn, but he didn't actually do it.
Lashley jumped him. It was nice, man. It's nice to see. There's no other way to put it. It's nice to see men of color and women of color, like at that point in Raw, where the advertising has been paid for as far as more money towards the end of that, because that's where the main event happens. Is there? Whatever people will say, I'm assuming you're reading into it, but I'm not. That's exactly why. I mean, it's the WWE mirrors culture. If somebody just came up and, oh my God, dude, I love Otis.
I went looking for I had to go looking for a mullet picture for you of Braun Strowman. Sorry.
Look at it. He's got it in a ponytail on that one. How cute is that? Otis has one too. Let's be honest.
Oh, Otis definitely has a full.
Oh yeah. Tucky. I love Otis. Does Otis cash in on this fool or what?
That's just for you, Nico.
I don't think Otis cashes in at all.
Love it.
I think Otis is going to give it to Mandy Rose.
When though?
So she can cash in? Oh, what a sucker.
I think that's going to be the move.
I hope she hits him in the nuts at WrestleMania if he does that and goes with
God.
Randy Orton or some shit.
What if
nut shot.
What if they get together, right? If those two, picture this, and this is something that WWE would do. I'll say the Virgil in her, because Virgil was making fun of Dusty. What if they put those two in like a couple gimmick, right? But they have her cuck him all the time, and just do it to rib fucking Cornette.
I don't think they're worried about Corny's cuck gimmick. The CCG corny cut gimmick.
The cuck of Cornette instead of the cult of Cornette.
Can you imagine going to I don't know where he's at, like Minnesota Valley Wrestling or some shit, and he's like, hey, buddy, just listen up. I need you to sleep with my wife before you fight tonight. Like, what? You're paying me $100 and I got to bang that thing? No.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I can't believe they found, one, she found Cornette to have sex with her, and two, I can't believe they found anyone else.
Those stories are troublesome, man. Like, if you're just trying to make it and then you have to, male or female, you have to sleep with someone on the way up to the. I mean, this is not Hollywood Part 2. And this is scumbag Hollywood if that's the case. And that's not good.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to Corny's hotel after the show. It's not the same as Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein's at least at the Bellagio. Corny's at the Days Inn. You know what I mean? No offense to Days Inn. One of your sponsors.
When I saw that, and I was having I think that movie Kingpin.
Oh yeah,
like the rent's late. He's got to hang out with landlady. Oh, it's not that bad, Roy.
Well, there were certain things, and I had said to Josh at one point, like, I don't know, I almost don't want to touch him. But at this point here, I think I do, because a few people have come out and apologized. And all right, so you accept their apology and let their actions further down the road show whether they're truly sorry or not, and judge them then. But so many of them just haven't said anything or have stayed silent, including him. Like, you kind of have to say something. You have to address it. You know, I mean, we chastised Mae Young for pimping girls out not too long ago, and she was dead. Like, why are we not chastising Cornette?
I have chastised Cornette since day one, and you know that. Like, I despise him. I think he's like, I've always thought he was just a low life piece of crap. But I don't like him, man. He's always.
Sorry, I was trying all your overlays there while we were talking.
He's just slimy. He's just slime ball, man. Just slime. I'm not cool with it.
No, and that's the thing. It's like now even someone in our situation, which we're like a fly on the speck of fucking wrestling's ass. We have to be careful. So like I had somebody hit me up tonight and say, "Hey, I want to be a guest on your show." Awesome. I would love to have you. But we're not going to have guests for the next 2 or 3 weeks because we want to wait this list out, basically, you know?
Right. We don't want to come out and just say, hey, this person or that person, or accusations, or it's not that we don't believe anybody, or it's just
we've been pretty lucky in that, like, we've only had, I think, one guest who's been named, and I won't even say who it is because I don't want you to go back and watch that. But we bust our ass on this show to edit it and stuff. I don't want to have to pull one down, and that's, I think, what we would do if it was more than that, you know?
Well, we're halfway through the show here. This is probably where we should we'll take a break, and we'll let the amazing people that haven't had a chance yet see the amazing video that Nico put together for us. We'll be right back. Doesn't that just make you feel cool?
It's so cool. That's unbelievable.
Thanks, Nico. He had to go. I think his headphones died. It is what it is. Ask us your questions, folks. Like this is basically we're here doing the thing that we usually do on the weekends. I won't say that we've been lazy. Have we? We haven't been lazy, have we?
No, it's just there's been so much going on. I mean, you're a father. Father's Day was Sunday. Happy Father's Day, by the way.
Yeah, you too.
I'm a son who has a father, so Father's Day was Sunday.
I'm saying it more to the kids you don't know that you have.
There's a few of those, maybe. And there's just been a lot going on in the world of wrestling that, like, I don't want to say I've been a part of or I've been in it, but I've been in the conversations, with the figuring out what's going on and who's doing what incorrectly and what needs to be fixed and how to do it. Like, I've reached out to, Amber O'Neill's going to come on in a couple of weeks. And I explained to her what I wanted to do, and she was like, I've never been a victim. I don't know if I just have too much of a kick-ass, like, I'll kick your ass type of personality, like, don't fuck with me, or what? And I said, well, it doesn't matter. Like, I want to make sure women know they have a safe place to go.
And men too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be sexist in this, and I'm trying to be more sensitive to the situation that it, I can't imagine what it must have felt like to be, especially if you're a teenager,
And
being either paid attention to or
some
pictures
of it
sent to. I mean, just I can't imagine on a
and some of
scale
it
that I don't
was
probably understand.
promoters, some of it was trainers. It's crazy. And there was a few people listed who were on our list of people who we were trying to have as guests. Some
Yes,
some who were going to happen in the future and some who weren't.
yeah.
Pretty safe to
Let's
say none of them will at this point.
yeah.
Um,
Let's just say that guest list got minimized really quick.
um, yeah, it's Joey Ryan. How's your fucking Patreon going right now?
Can we just tell the Joey Ryan story?
Absolutely.
Can we just I mean, not that we're gonna toot our own horn, right? But you sent me that link for podcasts in pro wrestling podcasts in Ireland, and they're the usual, right?
Yeah,
Except for one, except for ours, right? Oh my
yeah.
god, dude!
So the podcast in Ireland, we're listed as number 7 on iTunes. Like we're right ahead of 83 weeks.
Which is cool.
Like 83
Like,
weeks is number 8. We're number 7. And I'd like to say
okay.
we've been there for number. I'd like to say we've been there for 83 weeks.
Ugh. Well, it's just when you figure. I mean, it's just nice to. It's
Right.
good to
Now,
know,
that being
right?
said, that's one country in the world. We want to take over the rest of y'all. But it's cool that like we're that recognized. But the Joey Ryan thing, so we hit him up to be a guest on the show. Now, you guys know you just listen to a commercial. Not the people listening live, but the people who download us later. Um, so we do have sponsors. We don't make a ton of money. We don't make even like really a part-time job money between me and Josh. But a couple of
And
bucks.
even if we did, we wouldn't tell you that we did.
Right, but it's enough. It pays the bills. You know what I mean? It pays the podcast bills for the websites and the stuff like that.
Yes, we invest. We invest
Um,
back in us.
Joey Ryan, we hit him up, and he didn't ask us for money. What he asked
What a
us,
douche! He did just what a douche.
what he asked us to do was to join his Patreon, register for a voting thing on his Patreon, and then encourage all of you to join his Patreon to vote for us to be the podcast he goes on. Well, I'm not against someone coming on the show and selling their Patreon when they're on the show. I'm not going to do it before they come on the show.
So for the average listener or watcher or whatever is going on, if somebody doesn't understand what Patreon is, are you able to explain that to somebody, to like an 8-year-old?
Yeah, so Patreon is a service. It's sort of like another way of watching the podcast or listening to the podcast, to podcasts and stuff like that, where creators can go on and they charge a membership fee.
Right. So
We've actually toyed with it at one point, and neither one of us were real comfortable asking anyone for money.
no, if we're gonna get money, we monetize it the way we monetize it, and we get it through people
Right.
that want to put their brand along with ours and align it with that. That's what
Spots
we
like
do.
spots like Podcorn right above me here.
Yeah, spots like
If you're the camera's reversed, so that's why I have trouble figuring out where it is, but it's right there. But Podcorn is so Podcorn actually helps podcasts find sponsors. They
Yeah.
sponsor. They are the sponsor of this show, but they paid for their ad that we played at the beginning of the show. They're not paying for this. This is just me talking right now. So
Yeah. This is like when you align yourselves with us, we give you free stuff. Like we
right,
do cool things like this. We get
we put you up there.
yeah, there's and it's not like for a lack of opportunities, and I guess that's why we do stuff like this is because if you're a podcaster and you're figuring out want to know how to do this, then this is what you
Right.
do is you just reach out to people. And anyway, Patreon is just one of those things, and let's just say individuals would use Patreon by posting seductive or elusive pictures, male or female,
Yes, very
correct?
true.
And would say to see more, pay a certain subscription fee.
Yep, and
Right.
there's a lot of times levels to the subscription fees.
Yeah, and whatever access that was given to is whatever. Like, let's not forget, like, there are things in this world called custom matches where this still happens and still exists and still goes on today, where people pay high money dollars to see individuals perform as though they are wrestling in certain arenas. Like,
Should ask
this
Kenny
shit,
Omega what he got for his costumes.
I mean, it's real, right? I'm not going to disclose who, when, where, why, or how, but this individual disclosed that on a repeated basis that they are approached for that service and
Right.
have to repeatedly block individuals. Hence, the Diaries of a DM, Jordan Grace's books that she sold, which put her on the map and quickly on the way to Impact. Like, stuff like that. That's how you turn a really bad situation into something good. And I mean, right now, I haven't got into or delved into the names or who or why, or other than the one individual that was on the show. Like,
Yeah.
that's really I mean, I wanted to find out for my own I don't know, curiosity, like what, why, how, because that individual just seemed so legit,
Right.
and
And I can.
we're pretty good at I mean, we've been doing this well. We're a pretty good judge of characters when it
Right.
comes to
But
things like that.
I can say with that person, I don't know who the victim was because that wasn't put out there, but I do know the person who outed it, and I do know for a fact that person is a stand-up person.
And that's what I'm talking about. Is I really think is we can't just dismiss. We just can't dismiss both sides of this. Like, there are people that did bad things to people.
Yeah.
Whether they said things, did touch them, whatever. Right? There's.
I mean,
It's
this
just hard. It's hard not to judge, man. It's just hard not to
right,
judge in the
right,
situation.
and there's like to me, there's saying things, but then there's like this hit. If a girl's good looking, you're gonna hit on her. You know what I mean? You're gonna say, "Hey, what are you doing later?" Um, but that's a big difference between what some of these people are saying.
Is that your pickup line? Hey, what are you doing later?
Well, I didn't know how to do something with no because my pickup lines probably go too far usually. Um, but I didn't know how to put it out there. You know what I mean? And if you don't do it if you can't read somebody's attitude, like if you can't read their vibe after the fact, then don't do it because like if you say something and you make that person uncomfortable, you need to know that right away and you need to just walk away from that situation.
Do you think it's on the other person? And this is me being, you know how I am, dude. How funny is it that not even planned? I'm wearing my Steelers shit and you're wearing your Patriot shit. Like, not even planned.
Wasn't it all?
I
I was
don't
I
know.
was I was Chris Dickinson in it about an hour before we did recorded.
Like, how much responsibility is on the person that gets offended, no matter who that person is
Well,
at that point in time? Like, do you say, hey, like, sorry, but that's extremely inappropriate content, not or comment, not the place for it. Like, I know not everybody's like me.
so
Like,
here's
I
the
know
thing.
that people aren't gonna pipe up and just say, hey, that's inappropriate.
You've dreamt your whole life about fucking being a pro wrestler. Your whole life has been about this. You know, you've gone to the gym and you've worked out just to get to this one goal. And then you go to the school and you start training and you get booked. And then you find out to get booked, you have to do something. It's so, no, yeah, you would do it because this is pro wrestling and you want to do that so bad. That's been your whole life.
Can you imagine
But
though? Like,
I
hey,
just, I just really, I mean, I want to put it out there that me or Josh hit us in our DMs, um, and we'll handle the situation. We'll help you handle the situation, whether it's a promoter that needs to be talked about, talked to, a person that needs to be talked to. Like we'll help you out with that, and
it's not
you know,
it's not the first time, won't be the last time.
right? No, we have no issues doing that, and let this be a safe place.
There's close personal friends of ours that this has affected greatly.
Yeah.
And
Dude, wrestling. So I've talked to at least one wrestling promoter who was not named, had nothing to do with any of this, but may not open back up at the end of COVID because of this.
wow,
Yeah, and that's someone that's been in business well over 10 years.
that's huge.
Right. It's crazy.
What do you think? What do you think is going to sustain? I mean, beyond like, let's just. I mean, this is we got. I don't know, 10 minutes, 10, 11 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
let's talk about our mistress, the place that we love,
So
on
we got
IWTV, like Beyond Wrestling. Like, what do you like? I mean, this is where we live. This is what we enjoy.
we
Besides
got
that, in
the
Chikara.
we have the Tri-City OG, who's a Beyond Wrestling rookie that's going to be on here in a couple of weeks,
So that's perfect. I
right
mean,
after the 4th of July. He wrestled in he was in the tournament for tomorrow. He was the one that Briggs beat the shit out of. Kid's incredible though. Kid's really good. He's but he listened, he hit me up. He's like, I think the text said something like, "Yo, I listened to that Dixon interview. That shit was fire." Just a young kid, cool dude. And that's it's gonna be a fun little interview.
people don't understand. Like, this isn't us. Like, this is so off us to be live on
Yeah,
a screen doing this. It's really awkward for us because we've never done it, but we know that it's the next level. It's where you've got to be.
right.
It's like the money happens other places. This is just another part of that, an avenue
Yeah.
to get it out there. And like, you're right. Like, the Chris Dickinson interview was my shit never messes up. Well, I shouldn't say that.
I
It
don't
works.
think I have a theory on this. You go ahead and tell your side of the story.
You ask Timber, 100%. Like, it. She. Oh man, you have okay. I couldn't get. It didn't log. It didn't. The internet was bad, man. It was bad. I had to reset the router. I couldn't get in there. Like, I wanted to ask questions about what thought about David Starr before all this other shit happened. Like, I
Right.
wanted to get his comments on, like, when David Starr was beating the shit out of Orange Cassidy, and he came out there and called him out of the ring, called him basically, I mean, he called him a motherfucker in front of everybody on Beyond Wrestling. Like, there was questions that I had lined up, and you've seen me piss before. Like, I was hot. Like, I was pissed, man. I was like, there's so many questions I want to ask, and I couldn't get in. Like, every time I got in, it was like I could hear you, but the video would just go real slow, and then it would all catch up, and then it'd go slow again.
So, one thing, real quick, Red Tea. We both have Irish heritage. We are not from Ireland. We're both from the States. I'm Massachusetts. Josh is from Montana. So just to answer that real quick. But so my theory is this. I've done this many times wearing just a wife beater, which is a tank top. And you get uncomfortable.
Well, you also used to Marco Polo me your shit.
Yeah, that I did Marco. By my shit, he literally means I would flush the toilet with my shit going down and Marco Polo it to him.
Yes.
Not my shit, but my shit.
Yeah, you're shite.
But I think you got uncomfortable with Chris being fucking no
Oh,
shirt.
he was totally nude in that interview. The entire time, he was totally nude.
and you just ran. I laughed when it happened.
I didn't fucking run, man. We let off with dick strings. I mean, that's literally where we're at.
Right.
We let off with daddy dick strings.
Yeah, that was so. And we brought up because I asked him his feelings on Alec Price in the interview, being one of the rookies and beyond.
What do you?
I think one of the fans actually. I think Leo Connors probably brought that up too with the New England Indian Insider.
Let's talk about that for a minute. Like, let's talk about Leo, since we have. I mean, people that listen to our show are podcast listeners. They are not Facebook viewers or used to it, and I'm sure that, like, the people, it's two separate audiences.
Yeah.
So, like, most of the individuals that listen to our show do so because they know that if there's a guest on our show, like there's a reason that they're going to be on the show.
Right. And we're actually a part of his new thing. His New
We are.
England, his New England Indie Insider, which has had one episode out. I think the second episode's about to drop this week.
How come I don't feel like an insider then? I still feel like a
Well,
total
so
outsider.
what we're going to be doing is like spotlight interviews.
Oh,
So when we have like a New England talent on, like an Alec Price, say, hey, can you give us an extra 5 minutes at the end? Boom, done. We send them off to them, and they produce it into an episode.
we don't have to produce.
No, we just do the interview and send them. Beautiful. So like it's I said, and I explained.
Is that what
to them,
Malonis is doing now? Is editing?
not Malonis, it's Crockett, and
Okay.
Crockett does. So New
That
England
was a
Indie
joke, by the
Insider
way.
is-
That was a
oh,
really poor joke.
New England Indie Insider is Jason Rumble, who is fucking NWA light heavyweight champion. I think two-time, like world, not fucking New England, but world light heavyweight
I,
champ for
love
NWA.
I miss Booker T. I miss.
Leo Connors, Dave Fournier, who's like a huge historian up in this area, and then us, and that's it. Like it's a cool little pool of people to be in.
I'm just excited that we are rated in the top 10 in Ireland.
Dude, that's so fucking unreal.
Like when I look at E&C podcast and we're above that and we're above 83 weeks and like there's no way in a million years that I thought that we would be where we're at now. And that's, without the help of Wrestling News Source, which is 100% where, like, can I just put this out there? Like, I wasn't shitting last week when I was on Nico's show and he was talking about Meltzer. Like, I have never read anything of his. I have never, and you know why, man? Because my ratings as far as matches, it's my shit. It's my personal, it's my emotion. It's my everything. And there's no way I can, that's like grading art. So whoever this day, like, and I feel like I'm saying this because I'm such a fucking mark when it comes to shit. It's like, whoever this Dave Meltzer motherfucker is like, he just sounds like a piece of shit.
I followed all that back in the day, but not in a long time.
Like, why would you? I mean, we got like 4 minutes. Like, I understand, like, oh, that was a 4 or 5, 3. Like, I understand you want to do star matches. Like, I have my favorites. I'll sit down and watch over and over again. Like, I watched Bailey and Sasha twice this last weekend. Like, once the NXT takeover in Brooklyn, the first one, I watched it, rewound it, watched it again. That's when the Force War was born. That's when they're all four in there doing their thing. It's like those matches all go back in. But how do you rate that artistically? Honestly,
I don't know.
it's subjective, and I guess that's why when people are talking about Meltzer, like, I don't know what it is. I'm confused by it, and I think it's ridiculous. But whatever, dude.
And Temba Moon says you're definitely Irish. I'm wondering if she means you have the Irish curse.
I have the king's toe.
That's definitely not the Irish curse.
Oh my god, man. Is there anything else that you need to get to tonight? Is there anything else that
done.
I'm looking forward to doing this more often. But I guess the only way to really close this out is the video, and to make sure you follow us at 3 Irish Boys. Is that right, JP?
Yes, at 3 Irish Boys, pretty much everywhere. Like, comment, subscribe. The more you guys do that, it helps us out because it hits the algorithm. So, like, if you just comment on something, that helps us out. That puts us up in all the algorithms on pretty much every platform. So whether you're listening to us on Spreaker or you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, like, comment, subscribe, please.
Yeah, just do your thing, and then math doctors figure it out for us.
If you don't like us, like, comment, and subscribe anyway, and then tell us why you don't.
We'll see you next Tuesday.